Hey everyone, it's Scott from Norebbo.com again, and today I am drawing a Breeze Airways Embraer 195. I'm going to attempt to recreate that livery. It's not an easy one to do, but I'm going to give it my best shot. Starting with the Breeze logo here, which I got off of Wikipedia, the SVG file, and then now I'm working with the template that I created, the Embraer 195 template. This is my PSD file. Getting all my reference images organized and sorted here. Got my Photoshop template set up. Just trying to make some folders for where I'm going to be placing these graphics into. As you can see, my layers palette in my template is fairly well organized, and it's pretty easy to work with. You can get these templates over on my website, Norebbo.com, at least the free JPEG versions, and if you want the PSDs, there are links to that within the blog post. So, yeah. Okay, so first thing I want to say about this is that the Breeze Airways colors are really, really difficult to replicate. I couldn't find anything online in terms of an exact color code or a hex code or a RGB value. I just had to kind of guess. So I just took some photos that I found, I believe from airliners.net, that best represented what I think that the Breeze Airways colors are. And I'm just using that as a base. And then at the very end, I'm going to go in and I'm going to add that sheen and that very metallic pearlescent look. You'll see what that's going to look like at the end. But right now, I'm just kind of focusing on the graphic elements. I'm drawing the that check mark here in Adobe Illustrator, hopping back and forth between Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator, just trying to trace these elements as best I can, or just replicate the logo graphics, at least how I see them in the photos. I know this is moving really fast, and if you want a better explanation, or you want to see me do these airline livery illustrations in more detail, I do have a full course explaining how I do airliner art and how you can do airliner art as well, even if you have no experience. So do check that link in the description below. Anyway, so yeah, I'm struggling with this check mark here. Just trying to get it placed. I'm not worried about colors right now. I got the vector graphic imported from Adobe Illustrator, trying to get that placed exactly how I like it. And yeah, I think I got it now, and I'm just going to start trimming away some of the that base blue color. As you see in the photo there, there's actually a light portion and a dark portion, and now I just cut that dark portion. Got another reference photo there. It's funny because they're all three of them are different colors. Like I said earlier, I mean, I couldn't find any reference in terms of official reference about the Breeze Airways color, so I totally had to wing it here. And yep, back in Adobe Illustrator now with that Breeze SVG graphic. I'm just taking the easy portion of it now so I can paste it into my Adobe Photoshop file. And yep, getting that placed about like so. And yeah, that looks pretty good. And when you place those logos onto the fuselage of your illustration, you actually have to kind of compress it a little bit vertically, because remember that fuselage is a cylinder, and the very top and the bottom of it is actually falling away from you, and the perspective is a little bit odd. So the easiest thing to do is just to compress the entire logo or the graphic vertically just a little bit, just to mimic that perspective. It's not exactly correct, but it's close enough, and it tends to work for the kind of illustrations that I do. Getting some of the details in there, the winglet color. And again, I'm not worried about the sheen and the reflection on the fuselage yet. I'm just trying to get base colors in here, and then all of that sheen and shine is very easy to replicate at the very end. It's just really important right now just to get all the visual or the graphic elements in place, and then I can go back and add in all the details. Just trying to find the right font here. I don't think I got it exactly right, but that's okay. You don't have to be exactly right. I got close. And again, just trying to mimic what I see in the photos. And, it's not a very well-lit photo, or none of the photos that I'm using are very well-lit, so I just have to kind of guess and just use some artistic license in some areas, which is fine. I mean, this is what airliner art is. I mean, it's not going to be perfect, but, you can get close. Let's see, what am I doing here? Oh, I'm adding color to these little widgets, or fins, or whatever you call them, on the top and the bottom of the engines there. And since this is such a dark blue color, you're not going to see much of that detail anyway, so there's really not a lot of detail there. And my illustrations, they're not photorealistic because I don't have months to spend on a single illustration. I mean, I just don't have that level of patience in me. I just can't do it. But my illustration style just goes to show you that you can create very realistic looking illustrations or airliner art in a very short amount of time. This video that you're watching now is sped up about, I don't know the exact percentage, but the entire thing took me about an hour. Just the livery portion. And I'm compressing it down into a short 10-minute video like this. And it may look easy, it may look fast, and it is fast. I mean, you don't have to spend a lot of time. I spent an hour on this illustration, and as you'll see at the end, it looks fairly photorealistic from a distance. But if you get really close up on it, you can tell that it's just a quickly created graphic. And again, that's okay. That's my style. That's the way I like to work. I like to move fast, and I like to finish it and move on to the next one. I always like to keep moving. Okay, so we're getting there. This is looking good. Adding, just getting my layers palette organized there. I think I'm just about there. And what am I going to do next? Nope, still organizing. You can never organize too much when you're working with a PSD file. It's going to save you so much time later if you ever have to go back and make edits. And yeah, okay, so now I'm working on the reflections and the gloss and the little details. And what you saw me do there in the middle of the fuselage, right down the center there, is just to add a lighter blue color straight across, just to mimic some of that metallic flake or that pearlescent in the blue. And it's not perfect, but I think it's close enough. And I think I read somewhere that the Breeze Airways livery is not actually metallic. It's actually like a pearlescent color. So when you look at it, it looks different in every kind of lighting scenario. Like, look at those 3 reference photos above, and you'll see every single one of those photos looks different. I mean, they're all different lighting conditions, and it's maddening from an illustration point of view. I just couldn't get it exactly right. Or, I mean, I got it close, but I just had to guess the entire way, and, okay, whatever. I think I got it. So, yeah. So, what am I doing here? Oh, I'm adding the hard reflection down the center of the fuselage. And I explained all of this in my airliner art video course. If you want to get a better sense of how I do these reflections and how I make them look, as realistic as possible, that's where I do that. But basically what you saw is just me creating a shape in Adobe Illustrator, basically that hard reflection line, and then bringing it over to Photoshop, and then adding in some gradients on the top and the bottom of it. Sounds complicated. It's not. When it comes to reflections, you can actually get away with quite a bit. I mean, it's so easy to make a flat illustration look shiny and blingy with just a little bit of highlights. And again, that's something I explained in my airliner art video course. And so if you're interested in learning how to create very professional looking airliner art, I highly recommend checking that out. So I think I am about done here. Adding in some final details, some more PSD organization, a slight adjustment to the registration there. Adjustments, and I think I got it. Oh, I need to add some color to that door flap there. There we go. That looks good. And get rid of the reference photos. And now, just duplicate it, create another version without the landing gear, so I got both there, and there you have it. That is the Breeze Airways Embraer 195 livery. I think this looks great, by the way. This is easily one of my favorite new airline liveries of the past 2 years, and it was fun to do. You know, it may not be totally 100% accurate, but close enough is good enough for me, and yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, do leave them down in the comment section below. I'll be happy to answer them, and until next time, yeah. I don't know how to end this, so I'm going to end it now. Catch you later.